That sprint was way more interesting than I thought it was going to be. Russell wins it for Mercedes and fair play, he just looked untouchable. That is the kind of sprint win that you want to see if you are a Mercedes fan. But even with Russell winning, it still didn't feel like a perfect Mercedes day because Kimi Antonelli only finished fifth. So you got one side of that garage buzzing and the other side probably thinking, yeah, that could have been a lot more. Kimi had a poor start, so he dropped down the order, had a contact with Isaac Hadjar, and got a 10-second penalty, served it during the safety car period, and recovered to fifth. That Mercedes is a rocket ship. Ferrari, though, they came out of this looking strong. Charles Leclerc in second, Lewis Hamilton in third. Double podium in the sprint. You cannot really complain too much about that. Lewis was battling with George from the start. Did some amazing moves, that is what we love to see. He was making it difficult for George in the first part of the race, but destroyed his front left tire in the process and got passed by Charles and then double staked in the pits for the safety car. Great job by Ferrari taking the fight to Mercedes, but still not enough to challenge properly. Then McLaren, defending champions, Lando Norris fourth, Oscar Piastri sixth. That's decent, that's fine, but it's not one of those sprint results where you walk away feeling like you own the session. It's more like, okay, points, solid job, but not exactly a statement. And when the teams around you are Mercedes and Ferrari, it just feels a little underwhelming. One of the biggest surprises for me was Liam Lawson in seventh for Racing Bulls. That is a really good result. That's the kind of sprint finish that gives a smaller team a proper boost. But then on the other side of the garage, Arvid Lindblad, the rookie, doesn't finish. So it's one of those classic mixed-bagged results where half the team is happy and the other half is just staring at the screens. Haas actually had a strong sprint too, Oli Berman in 8th, Esteban Ocon in 10th. And that is proper value. That's not flashy, but that is kind of result Haas will absolutely take. Both drivers were in fight, both cars around the points conversation, and that's a good day. Now Red Bull. Yeah, this one just feels weird. Max Verstappen only 9th, Isaac Hadjar 15th. That is not a normal Red Bull looking result. When Verstappen is down in 9th, you immediately know something is off, and when Hadjar is all the way down in 15th, it just makes the whole thing look even rougher. For Red Bull standards, that sprint was poor, simple as that. Then you go just outside the top 10 and you've got Pierre Gasly, 11th for Alpine, Franco Colapinto, 14th, close, but not close enough. Carlos Sainz, 12th for Williams, which honestly is not bad at all considering where the car is. Alex Albon, 16th. Gabriel Bortoleto, 13th for Audi, and Nico Hülkenberg didn't finish, which gave us the safety car when he stopped the car into the turn 1. Fernando Alonso 17th and Lance Stroll 18th for Aston Martin, which is just a rough sprint for them. There is no nice way to say it. If both Aston Martins are that far down, they are still struggling and complaining about that Honda power unit. Then Cadillac, the newest team on the grid. Sergio Perez 19th and Valtteri Bottas had to stop the car. So yeah, Mercedes get the headline with Russell in first. Ferrari probably feel pretty good with Leclerc second and Hamilton third. McLaren were solid but not scary. Lawson and Haas did really well. And Red Bull were probably the biggest disappointment of the whole sprint. And the thing I keep coming back to is this. The final result looks calm, but the actual feeling of the sprint wasn't calm at all. It felt like one of those races where some teams left feeling like contenders and some teams left with a lot of uncomfortable questions. Let me know what you think, because for me the biggest talking point is not even Russell winning. It's Red Bull looking this vulnerable and Ferrari looking this competitive. If you enjoyed this, subscribe and see you for qualifying.